Hi, welcome to educator.com. As we continue our introduction into Adobe Illustrator CS6. And today we're going to talk about objects. Objects are made of strokes and fills and paths. And let's get right into it. Okay. The first thing we're going to deal with is a rectangle. Let me just choose a color to go with here. And choose my rectangle tool. So I can just drag with the rectangle, and also I can hold down the shift key to make a square. And with most of these tools, I can hold down the shift key to make any kind of proportional shape. Also, I can hold down the option key and pull right from the center, and it can go any shape I want. Now, if I want to pull from the center and have a square, I hold down Shift plus Option, and now I can pull from the center to get a square. Okay, and a lot of these tools also, you double click. This one doesn't have anything because it's just a rectangle. Okay, here, I double click. It's very odd because sometimes you double click on the tool panel, sometimes you double click here. So it's always hard to remember which is which. Okay, so in any case, we'll find out as we go along. All right, so I can click a rectangle, and then a rectangle appears here. So I can set the numbers there and everything. So we're going to do this a few times, so don't worry if you missed it. Okay, so that is the rectangle. Okay, let's move on to the rounded rectangle. So the rounded rectangle works the same way, and I select it here, and then I just click and drag. Again, I can hold down the Shift key to make a square or equally proportioned rounded rectangle, and Option key to pull from the center, and Shift Option to constrain it to the shape of a rectangle. Okay, of a square. Now, we've been drawing in normal mode, so now we're going to do draw behind mode. So let's try that with the ellipse, because I'm finished with the rounded rectangle. Oh, one more point with the rounded rectangle. Not quite finished yet, so double click here, and again you can see the points here. I can change the radius here with the rounded rectangle and put any of the numerical value I want. But also, while I'm dragging, and we're in draw behind mode now, I can use the arrow key to change whether it's go up or down, to change it to a square. So up, down. So there's where I have full control of the circumference of the corners. Okay, and now here you see it's drawing behind. Now watch as I pull here, it doesn't draw behind because these were in draw in normal mode. So now when I draw behind and with these, it goes behind it. So let's do that a little bit more. So that's the rounded rectangle. Now let's move on to ellipse. Okay, so I hold down here to get the ellipse tool. And then I could just start drawing with the ellipse, just pulling and dragging. And we're still in draw behind mode, so that's why it's coming up behind the objects. I hold down the Option key to draw from the center. Hold down the Shift key to get a perfect circle. And hold down Shift Option to get a circle drawn from the center. Okay, I can double click and pull up the box here, which will help me to select numerical values if I want, but I'm not going to do it here, so we'll just click cancel. Okay, that is the ellipse tool. Okay, now let's move on to the polygon tool. Okay, let me select polygon. Select a new color here. And okay. And get rid of this. I have some more space. So the polygon, just click and drag. And I think with the polygon, I could double click here. Nope. So double click on here and I get the menu. So now I can change the sides and create the radius here. And let's do 10 sides. So now where I clicked, a 10-sided polygon appears. Now also while I'm dragging, I could change the sides. So while I'm pulling and dragging, the up arrow decreases the size, the down arrow decreases the size, and up arrow increases the amount of sides. So if you do too many sides, it looks like a circle. Okay, and as you can see, this is where I can create a triangle by going down there. So the polygon also creates a many-sided object and a triangle. Okay, and it's an equilateral triangle too. Okay, now I've been drawing behind, but now I want to draw inside. So in order to draw inside, I need to select an object and then click Draw Inside. I'm going to go back to my polygon tool. So you see there's like dotted lines around the corner. So that indicates that this is in Draw Inside mode. So now when I pull, oops, let me get my colors back. Okay, so now when I pull and deselect, it only draws inside this object. So let me show it here. Draw inside. Oh, this is still selected as draw inside there. Okay. So remember to deselect the previously drawn inside object so you can select another object to draw inside. Okay, so now we have that happening. Okay, now I can deselect. I can pick my polygon tool again. Pick the color. And start drawing. Okay, deselect. And we'll see that it's inside. The color was still orange there, so I didn't pick up the color. But now we see we draw inside. So this is how you draw inside. So, okay, so let's go back to draw in normal mode. All right, and that is the polygon tool. Okay, now let's move on to the star. And pick another color here. Let's pick a nice yellow for the star and change up the stroke. So here you have the default star, which is 5-sided. Now stars are based on 2 radiuses, and when we double click, we see what those radiuses are. So radius 1 is the distance from the center to the inner points here. And radius 2 is the distance from the center to the outer points here. So I can change this to an 8-pointed star. And I have an 8-pointed star appearing. Now also, when I'm pulling with the star, I can use the up arrow to increase the amount of spikes or radiation coming from the star, and the down arrow to decrease it. And also, I can get my triangle from here. Okay, now let's play around a little bit and change the radius. Alright, so radius 1 is from the inner point, so let's make that 50, and radius 2 is from the outer point, so let's make that 75. And so this is 26 points here, so we'll just keep that the same and look at it. Okay, so there. So let's do this one more time. And change this radius point to 25. And we'll keep that at 70. Okay, so there you see. It's so tight You can only see it doesn't. It just picks up the outline. So let's just take away the outline. Let's take away the outline.